I remember a time before the Cascade dried up. Here in Verda Stello, the four nations of plant and bug people flourished and thrived. But the great waterfall that fed the land slowed to a trickle, revealing a vast salt sea and unknown islands. The only guide were the words of the 13 dried carvings. The water will slow to fall, but the tides are turning. Find the infinite lake to replenish the world and discover the salmon who will grant you a wish of whatever you desire. This marks the beginning of the tide, as many green folk hauled onto ships to find the infinite lake and maybe riches, adventure, excitement, and purpose along the way. And what exactly is a salmon? Is that a berry? That was 50 years ago, and the tide rushes forward ever still. There are many stories caught on the wind between sails, but why don't we hear just one? Of a butterfly gunman with clipped wings, a ripened and explosive piece of produce, and a witch made out of tea. This is Join the Party, Camp-Paign 3, The Rising Tide.
I'll sing you a song that all green folk know.
Until the water falls home.
That only began 50 years ago.
Until the water falls home.
We seek the deep lake and a wish-granting salmon.
Until the water falls home.
So hoist up the sails and load up the cannons.
Until the water falls home.
A rush on the tide, sail through the Cascade, an adventure ships, a ceaseless parade. I dream of roots buried in the deep alone, but we can't well sleep till the water falls home.
The introduction to Dr. Radish Radish's way of protecting yourself in these unprecedented times, using the arcane, the religiosity, and the unexpected to help for good, smart, kind, and nice citizens of the Great Salt Sea. My name is Radish Kindness Radish, and before you or I can start this book, with which I hope you will be able to arm your mind, body, spirit, constitution, humor, conscience, and appetite for the extraordinary times we are in, I must tell you something. I know it has only been a week since the Cascade started to pour slower and slower like the last dribbles of juice in a carafe at the family brunch, and this is a guide to prepare for such them times. But you might ask yourself, Radish, do you know what will happen? Well, I have to say I do not. And yet, why are you here reading? And why am I here writing? Well, to that, I suppose I can tell you that while telling you something else. When I was but a sproutling, the newest and most exciting trend were root ball cards. The sport had become wildly popular where I was growing up. Everyone stopped what they were doing on game day, locked their doors, and put out a sign that said, "Can't work, watching root ball." And to capitalize on my town's love affair with the sport and those young green folk who expertly played, an enterprising begonia printed the visages of the 200 best players in the league with their stats and habits and predilections put on the back. I threw myself particularly into the collecting and trading of these cards because I came from a broken home. I loved, and will always love my mama. But she knows she is thorny from both sides of her family tree. Blackberry bramble on one, stinging nettle on the other. That thrown off any and all partners who might stand her company after only a few weeks once they knew what they were getting into, but I did not have the option to break it off, especially not as young as I was. So one of these days, I was practicing my screw root pitch out in front of the house, and my neighbors, the McPhee triplets, came by and told me the begonia made a new set of cards with holographic images upon them. Well, I couldn't turn it down, of course, so I told Tidy, my mother's current person who withstood her presence, that I was going to the card store and I would be back as soon as I could before dinner. And I hopped in the back of the McPhee pickup truck and motored away, and Tidy called out, "All right." I was back 3 hours later. The printer didn't work right, and then I got a fruity ice cup, and the McPhees roped me into selling bouquets to fundraise for something or whatnot. I can't remember all these years later, but I remember hopping out of the back of the pickup truck, and before I hit the ground, my mama was upon me, heaving, grinding her teeth, the fury shaking off of her. She did not need a vine rattle for me to know I was gonna get it all poisonous like. "But Mama," I cried, "I told Tidy." Later on, I found out that Tidy said to my mother that I got in a truck to join the root ball game and I'd be back when I would be back. Who cares about my dinner? My mama said when she caught her breath, "Never tell someone else what you better tell me." That is all to say, I am telling you what is need to be said. There's plenty of ways to walk through a lesson that you need to know. I did it. You can read it. So it's almost like you did too. And you can trust that. Chapter 1, Gunsmanship for Kids. 99 bottles of root on the wall, 99 bottles of root. You take one down, you slip with your feet.
Around, 98 bottles of root on the wall.
No, it's slurp with your feet.
Oh,
Slurp with I guess you root with your roots.
there's been so many verses over the years, I just forget which version we're doing, you know.
I mean, this is just the one that I picked up in a book. You probably know better.
Yeah.
Books. And my buddy Three Lips, once he did drink 99 bottles of sap, and it was a lot.
That sounds like a good Friday night, baby.
No one parties like Three Lips, man.
I think Umbi was there when they wrote this song, so I trust
Cammy-
his version.
That was rude, and you know it.
What? No.
Cammy, you can't just say people were there when songs were wrote.
Cammy,
I
I'm
was like-
fucking with you. Go.
And then Umbi slaps Cammy on the shoulder.
Yeah, yeah, jokes.
Cammy's like, oh, okay.
Umbi never comes more alive than when he's on the fucking sea, baby.
Yeah, that's true.
Havana,
Yeah?
you think there's like books on jokes?
Yeah, absolutely, of course.
Whoa.
You didn't know that?
Troy, there's books about everything.
What?
It's amazing.
Troy, there's a book about you.
What?
It just hasn't happened yet because your adventures are still happening.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Are we all like the dude on the cover of our own books?
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. Like how Umbi may or may not have been on the back of that pamphlet that we saw.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I mean, is it offensive if I assume you know everything that's old, and everyone who made things that are old?
A little bit, but that's cool.
Okay, all right.
Windswept
okay.
hair, one nipple showing.
Do you have hair and also nipples? I have some questions about your biology.
No one ask me if green folk have nipples. Don't ask me.
He's not.
They
gonna
don't
answer.
because they're not mammals. Shut up.
They have nipple equivalents so Brandon can make this joke.
They have little bumps on their fruit skin.
They have knots.
There it is. We found it. We found
There.
the nipple equivalent.
Stop asking!
Stop asking!
Ask me about my nipple equivalent.
Harold peels himself off from the side of the boat and says, I have a question. If Umbi's here, and Cammy's here, and Havana's here, and Troy is here,
What up?
who's driving the boat?
Troy's up there. Harold, we talked about this. We can also talk and drive.
Yeah, boats usually drive themselves mostly. It's a thing that we don't really know about boats, but I'm up here to kind of like step in if there's a problem. But really, boats drive themselves.
I thought it was very fair for me to ask such a question.
No, it's all right, man.
You just need to let me know if I need to drive.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, can you by default just drive a little bit? That'd be great.
No, I'm doing everything else. I'm pulling the
Oh,
rigging. Right. I'm rigging the pullings.
Right, all right, yeah.
Girl, I have it up to here with all the things I have to do.
It's up to the edge of the water on the boat.
Yeah.
And Harold, we love and appreciate everything you do on this ship.
Yeah, someone get our favorite friend a bottle. One of those bottles from the song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the sap that we stole from Eska Island?
Yeah.
Harold, you can have plenty of that.
The hard stuff for Harold, right?
Yes, what we want is a drunk boat.
Sounds fun. I don't know. My buddy Rob would love that.
I don't think drinking and driving is cool in any context, even in an actual play podcast.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
true.
Word. You're right.
Well, that's why Troy is the one that's driving and Harold is doing everything else.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm drunk on life, man.
Troy, while you're drunk on life, can you stop?
The boat?
Yeah, because Troy, there is a line of boats that is coming very fast.
Umbi, you might have had a point about the driving the boat. Sorry.
As you throw on the e-brake.
Yeah. Which is tickling Harold to make all the sails contract.
Yeah. Oh, sploosh.
Oh, like sploosh at the end of that.
I'm fine, Harold, help me up. Savannah has just flown off board and fell into the water.
Getting his sea legs. Getting his sea legs.
I use shape water to bring Havana Tropicana back on the ship.
What does it look like?
Anytime I use shape water as Cammy, it's just the ocean from Moana.
It's fine. It like spirals upwards and then tosses him in the back of the boat.
We should tie him to the mast next time.
It's a good idea.
Or at least like get him a little rope so he can move around. Like
Oh,
you know
yeah.
how they do
Good.
for prisoners when they let them go out into the yard?
Prisoners and children, yeah.
And children, yes. Like a dog, when you tie a dog to a stake and it can still go around the mast, but it can't leave the mast.
Speaking of dogs, did we feed Havana? Are you hungry?
As he just vomits seawater on the poop deck. Troy, you had to throw the anchor brake, the anchor brake
There we
down.
go.
Yeah.
There it is, and go into a skid because you're heading out to Leggy Island and you're almost there. There's a line of ships, like there's a queue currently on the outside of Leggy Island. We haven't really talked about this, and for all of the quote unquote landlubbers out there listening, you can just like kind of sail up to an island in any sort of way, but it's really difficult to park your boat if there aren't docks or a slip or whatever, which again doesn't matter, if only to say that since this is like your house most of the time, you gotta pull up to the actual proper places, or then like you're gonna beach your ship and then you can't pull it out because it's a big ship. So Aurelio gave you directions to Leggy Island and he says, I don't know, go that way, and then ask someone, follow the signs.
Why do we pay him for things?
Because I'm delightful to have around. I'm a story.
No comment on the type of story, then.
No.
I'm a fun story, though. And then it seems like there seems to be a queue as you get into like the actual shoreline of Leggy Island. There are like 4 ships in front of you, and you can kind of, if you peek your head over, it seems like there's a toll and locks system. For those of you who don't know what locks are, is like you kind of in a river or something that has like water levels that are of different heights. It kind of like allows you to go to kind of pass to the next part of the river. But in an ocean, it puts up a barrier and encloses your boat and then lets you move forward. It's kind of like an atrium in a lobby, or like the airlock system on a spaceship. But it's for like a very big, but for it's boat sized. And it's right in the middle of the ocean. And that's what it seems like these ships are waiting for.
I think Cammy's going to go to the bow of the ship, whatever is closest to the ship that is in front of us in the queue, I guess. And like just big wave, big smile. Avast ye!
You're so charming, man. You should read a book on charming.
Avast ye!
Avast! Hello! Okay, hold on.
Sounded like a very small dice that just got rolled.
Little bitty dice.
Yeah.
A little itty bit.
Oh, he was rolling a d4 to see which ship notices me. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm
dude.
into it.
Yeah, you look over and you're like, oh, what up, bruvs? And you look it up and you see kind of like a crowd of strapping young men and women kind of on a more of a strange looking boat. It kind of looks like a raft, but with giant water wheels on the side. There's one water wheel on each side. It kind of looks like a wheelbarrow, but without the front wheel. It's just the wheels on the side, and then it's like a very flat, I guess like 50 by 50 like wooden platform with like some barriers to keep the water from flooding on there.
You need those.
Yeah.
Oh, you really need
Don't
them.
want to get flooded.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
It's an ocean hoverboard. We get it.
Yeah. No notes. Go on.
Go on.
Yeah. Everyone is like shredded. Everyone has like really defined collarbones and like those hip bones that you see.
What does shredded look like on a green folk?
Just abs.
Angular.
Abs.
Angular.
Well, Julia, it's very funny you say this because the person who says that has an eye patch and like a 3-corner hat tipped to the side, and she is wearing like a sweatshirt, crop top, and tights, so that you can see all of her maize corn abs of different colors. And she has like an 18-pack. You can see all those kernels, baby.
Eric, is it 2 rows of kernels or 3?
It's 3.
Oh, wow. It's a 6-pack, 3 rows across.
Exactly. That's why I said 18. Yeah,
Nice,
absolutely. And of course, each ab is a different color of kernel.
Dang.
Cool.
I think Troy fell in love. I think Troy's in love.
Troy's going auga.
With his big butterfly eyes.
Your eyes go out and sort of use your proboscis.
Oh, no. And then I stuff it back in. Oh, so embarrassing. So embarrassing.
Yeah. She has her hair tied up in like a sporty top knot, and she's wearing like what can only be described as a combination of pirate boots and sneakers. Like sneakers that go all the way up. I guess is the only way to describe it,
Cool
just to
as
keep
hell.
your feet wet.
That's cool.
Be like, what's going on? Hey, what's up, matey?
A vast, matey. I was just wondering what the line to get into the island is, because we're just here to find some books.
Yeah. I mean, we're not.
What's your name, by the way? I love your hair.
Oh, thanks. I love your hair.
I don't really have much of it. It's a lot of leaves and also flowers.
Hey, same, Cammy.
I like how it all works together.
I got hair all over my limbs.
Troy has hair all over his legs. Would that be something that interests you?
They help me with like assessing where I am in the world.
Oh, hey, I love how hairy you are, matey. What's up? I'm Patty Duke. Nice to meet you. This is the Dusk Treader, or as we call it, the Dusk Shredder.
You're all shredded.
Actually, we should tell more people because we're all shredded. It's the Dusk Shredder.
Incredible.
I guess like I don't have to tell you the official name, but just kind of like the thing that we all call it. Because like, what's in a name, man, other than what other people call you? Are you your own name?
I'm always saying that.
Yes, I am. My name's Cammy.
What's up, Cammy? Who else is there?
This
Troy
is
Riptide.
Troy.
From the crags.
Troy's from the Crags.
Troy Riptide from the
Yeah.
Crags. Nice.
Shit.
And this is Umbi.
Hi, I'm Umbi.
Hi, Umbi.
Hi.
Oh, and this is Havana Tropicana. Dr.
Doctor.
Havana Tropicana.
What's
Well,
up?
medical doctor student.
No, Umbi. He now is a PMD, remember?
Oh,
He's a pirate
right,
medical
yes.
doctor.
That's right.
I know
Yes.
it's a little odd because he is a guy.
He's a guy, I
But
keep
he is in fact
forgetting.
a doctor.
I keep forgetting.
You can't assume that every man you meet is not a doctor.
I know.
Wow, a male doctor? So cool.
I know, wild,
You're really
right?
breaking the glass ceiling.
Exactly.
Cool.
Why are you guys all so hot?
Oh, hey. That's so nice for
I
you
was
to
going
notice.
to get there, but thank you for bringing that up, Troy.
Oh, because we run in the water wheels. That's how we make the Dust Shredder go.
Oh.
That's cool as fuck.
I noticed that you didn't have sails.
Yeah. Can't rely. You gotta rely. Hey, if you gotta get ready for the wind, then you don't have to stay ready. I messed
What?
that up. Man, the point is we run in
Did
the
you
water
also
wheels.
read that carved into a table?
I did, yeah. I messed it up. I read it at a bar. Yeah, no, we power our own ship here by us hopping in the water wheels. That's why we're all like this,
That's incredible.
Yeah, that's why the dust shredder's like the way it is, man. We don't rely on anyone or anything to tell us what we need to do.
Incredible. And are you here to find some books about exercise?
Oh,
Or what are you doing here on the island? And also, what's up with the weight?
Listen, I don't know. I haven't been. Listen, I don't know much about books. Books are just like.
Don't know much about books.
They're like instruction manuals for exercising your brain.
Yeah, no.
Whoa, can my brain get shredded?
Your brain can get shredded.
It seems like there's a lot going on your ship over there. I can't hear a lot because I'm on a different ship over here.
Sorry, I'll yell louder. Avast!
Yeah, it seems like there's some sort of toll which wasn't here before. And no, we're going to check out the lake encounter. It's kind of the thing that all the pirates got to do, you know?
The lake encounter?
Oh yeah, it's like a theme park that's set up that is a direct recreation of what people think the infinite lake of the salmon is. You don't know about that?
Wow.
Yeah, but I didn't know the last time I came here was when I was on a different ship. Everyone said it was so important to like pirate culture and lore that we all go and check it out to figure out what we're looking for.
Yeah.
But listen, I didn't know that there was a toll here.
Yeah, I guess we weren't aware of that either, but a Tangelo told us to come here and, yeah, didn't really give us much more information than that.
Oh, Cammy, I do remember actually now that when they were building this, but they didn't used to have a toll. The fast pass used to be free, but now I guess they changed the rules, and so it's probably
Yeah.
you pay money.
That's
now.
rude.
Oh, they're selling some sort of fast pass, but that's only for the book depository.
Oh, where are they doing that?
Oh, at the toll road. I just don't know why it's taking so long. I guess people are trying to figure out. The thing is that there's also like the toll is blocking off how we get to the rest of the ocean here.
Right.
And of course, everyone's going to lake. Everyone always goes to Lake Encounter. It's a really well-trafficked area. I didn't know there was a toll before.
Is that the one where they put the ancient green folk in with like the modern stuff? It doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, it's
historically.
part of it. I know. It's weird, but it's fun, And you can get like an ice cream bar in the shape of what they think a salmon is, which is kind of fun.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Maybe should we like sail around to the front and just like ask a question? Are you guys be cool with that?
Yeah. I mean, we're. I think someone can come by if you kind of like raise a flag. Someone will come by to you can ask questions.
Oh, like
tight.
a Brazilian steakhouse.
Yeah, it's just like a Brazilian
Wow.
steakhouse. Yeah, listen, gotta put on the protein, macros. All of the
gains.
Yeah, macros is how the dust shredder goes.
I love that for you. That's wonderful. I don't know what a macro is.
It's like macrobiotics, it's like us. We like macro.
Oh,
Yeah.
cannibalism?
I mean, what do we eat? What does that even mean when we eat plants?
You said it was like us. I mean, food is different from us.
Is it though, Cammy?
I know it's a very hard concept for most people to understand outside of open fields, but food and us, very different.
Hey, Hey, Patty Duke can't hear you guys.
Sorry, we were
Harold.
just, yeah, it's fine. Hold on 1 second.
My voice can't travel that far.
Troy pops his head over the side of the ship from where he's standing by the wheel and calls Harold up to try to get a flag raised.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, it's Eric. Amanda has got me into the habit of buying a bunch of the same clothing item if I like it in different colors because you never know when it's going to go away. So recently I got some like sleeveless workout shirts from Champion, which I really like. And recently I got 2 more in the same size of different colors because I could get even more. And man, they all feel so good. So welcome to the mid-roll. You need just a schmata clothing that you all like. I hope you all have that and you like it. Thank you so much to our newest patron, Mixell, and thank you to all of you patrons out there in cyberspace who support Join the Party. Mixel, with the hundreds of other people who make room in their budgets each month to support Join the Party, are the backbones of our show. And in exchange, you get access to all kinds of great stuff. Our bi-weekly party planning podcast, our thriving patron-only Discord, only $5 a month, ad-free episodes at $8 a month, video versions of the party planning and bloopers at $10 a month, and more and more. You might not know, but Patreon is kind of like the tide. It goes in and out and in and out. There's always this kind of like rolling thing. So when people join, it's great, but there's always a bunch of people who, like, their credit cards just got declined, or they lost it in the jungle, or they decide that they don't want to listen to Join the Party Patreon episodes anymore, which never happens. I don't know what you're talking about. So if you are listening to this now and you want to contribute, be part of the rising tide and join the Patreon. Patreon.com/jointhepartypod. This week at Multitude, I want you to listen to Tell Me About It, which is a madcap game show about proving the things you like are actually interesting. It is hosted by Adel Rafai, who you might know from Hello from the Magic Tavern and Hey Riddle Riddle, and our very own Eric Silver, that's me. Adel plays an eccentric billionaire who's wrangled his audio butler Eric to prove the single most interesting and cool thing ever is the movie musical Grease. To test this, every episode, a guest comes on to share and defend their favorite thing through a series of games and challenges. Amanda just came on to prove that retirement plans are the best. It was very fun. You just cannot believe it. There are new episodes every other Friday. Tell Me About It, the most fun podcast run by a multi-billionaire. Get it wherever you get your shows. We are sponsored this episode by Tavour. Tavour is our favorite place to find craft beer from all over the U.S. The thing is that you don't have to do the searching. Tavour does it for you, giving you easy access to a wide range of craft brews from all across these United States. Just download the Tavour app to get hard-to-find, 100% independent craft beer from all over the U.S. I've been using this app for like a decade now. We would get the carts delivered to my shared apartment with my friends. It was so much fun to learn more about beers. And yeah, I feel like a little bit of a cool hipster too when you have like a blueberry maple pancake stout from Alaska Brewery. It's incredible. You gotta check it out. It gets shipped to you. You get a fun box. The app is super easy. It's very affordable. Just do it. Download Tavour, Tavour, from the App Store now, and you can use Join the Party for $10 off your first order of $25 or more, and they'll know that we sent you. This episode is also sponsored by BetterHelp. Recently, I actually accessed some really deep knowledge about myself. We had to kind of like run the air conditioning hose into our window because we have like movable air conditioning and it's starting to get hot. And I didn't know that I still remembered how to do woodworking from my time at summer camp, but I actually do, which is really impressive. And I used a jigsaw, which I hadn't used in like 15 years, to cut holes in these shelves that we have so that the hose for the air conditioning go through. And I felt really accomplished. And it's something that I don't think about all that time because it turns out that the staff member was the Bone Witch. I got you. You didn't think she would show up, but she did. Therapy is a great way to learn more about yourself and access things you might kind of push away and learn positive coping skills about moving forward. But I know it's a hassle to get started with therapy, and finding a therapist near you who's taking new patients is really, really difficult. And then you have to figure out if you vibe with them. So if you're looking for an easier way to start therapy, consider BetterHelp. Discover your potential with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/jointheparty today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/jointheparty. And now, back to the show.
Can I also, while we're doing that, I would like to send Nani up to the first ship to see what the holdup is.
Sure.
Nice.
Absolutely. Harold can do that super easy. I think Harold just kind of peels himself off of the ship and waves to the front for customer service.
It's like a princess wave.
It's like, we need steak immediately.
We're all out of steak. Bring it now. I'm going to also use the feature of Find Familiar in order to see through Nani's eyes when she gets up to the first ship.
Cool.
Please.
Yeah. I will say it might be farther than 100 feet.
Okay.
Just because ships be long, and it is a kind of a long line. But that shouldn't necessarily be a problem.
Ships do be long. You're right.
Ladies be long ships.
Hey, Eric, don't talk about me like that.
Damn, my wife's in the room. Shit.
Damn,
Fuck.
son. You gotta
Shit.
be careful what you say.
Yeah. Harold is waving. Nani goes and hops down into Patty Duke's hands, and Patty Duke tosses Nani like a football.
Incredible. Nani's loving every minute of that, just spiraling through the air.
like throwing a Nerf football is a whistle because you know it's
Yeah.
working.
And like the little seaweeds can be like the fins on the Nerf
It's
football.
like flapping in the wind, yeah.
Yeah.
In front of the Dusk Shredder, there's kind of a very traditional looking pirate boat, like 3 masts, immaculate white sails, really quintessential pirate looking boat in front of it, but you can't really see it. And with like a Jolly Roger-esque flag flapping, you can't really see what it is, but you see like the little black flag on top, and you can't really see ahead of that.
We have to get a nice flag at some point.
Do you not have a flag?
I don't think we have like a personalized ship flag.
No, we might just have like a musty kind of algaed over, no offense, Harold, like gray one. But I don't think we really
The
fly
shade!
Maybe we'll have it so we can break it out on special occasions.
colors. No.
Yeah. And I think Nani skitters forward, and you see like a little rowboat paddles next to you.
Avast!
Hey, yeah, this is Leggy Island customer service. What's going on?
What's your name?
My name's. Okay, we're gonna.
Was that in character or was that you, Eric?
No, that was in character.
Oh, this man is
no.
not anything.
I'm Oscar, the customer service agent. How can I help you? Direct your call.
Are you an Avast member?
Swish!
Good. Great job.
Julie, do you get it? It's because cast member.
Yeah.
You get it,
I
Julia?
got it. Thank you, Brandon.
Thanks.
Brandon, I'm giving you a jokin', but then you realize it's actually it's a chocolate-covered coin.
Damn.
Or it's a chocolate coin that has a jokin' wrapper around it.
There you go.
Hanukkah was a long time ago. That's old.
Yeah, it's an old joke. It's an old Hanukkah jokin' gelt.
Hello, Oscar. What's your real name? And also, do you actually work in customer service?
My name's definitely Oscar, and I definitely work in customer service because I'm
Inside
servicing you.
check!
Sure.
Tell me everything about this man. I rolled a nat 20.
Is that
Hey!
First off, I need to know what kind of green folk he is.
20? First of all, Oscar is a blackberry bush.
Incredible.
Yes.
Just a big
Nice.
big
Is he a
bush with
relative
some-
of mine? What's happening here?
No,
Okay.
no, he's not. With blackberries and with also very thorny. Oscar is wearing also a pirate hat. It actually has like a Jolly Roger on it, but instead of the regular skull, it is a skull with 8 eyes, and 5 of them are eye patch.
Ooh, like a spider?
2 bones X, just like a spider.
Nice.
Correct.
Ooh.
You'd be like, yeah, Oscar is the name I use for customer service. I'm currently working. Hey, tea lady.
Don't call me Bush.
I didn't call you Bush. Tea lady, this is my 9 to 5. This is the name that I use at work. I don't have to tell you about my personal job, but yes, my job is I'm doing customer service. I work here at the Leggy Island toll to get in the book depository as run by Tessie the Storm. So,
Tessie the Storm. So you work for Tessie the Storm, correct?
yes, Tessie the Storm is the pirate baron that controls the book depository and runs the toll here at Leggy Island, whether you're going to Leggy Island or you're going to Lake Encounter. We have a relationship with Lake Encounter. If you end up going there, they will validate your parking for booking for the book depository.
Wonderful. So here's the thing, Oscar. I know this toll isn't legit, and that's okay. Why don't you...
No, it's extremely legit. And he holds up a sack of doubloons and a very large, very heavy black book, kind of like a guest book. There's tons of names in there. And he's like, yeah, we write down everyone who comes in here, and they pay the toll, and depending on if they're going to Lake Encounter, or if they're passing through, and then also we need to know their businesses are going to the book depository.
Wonderful. Oscar, how long has Tess the Storm been in charge here on Leggy Island?
Tessie the Storm has been in charge for as long as anyone can remember, but you don't want to mess with Tessie the Storm because just like a storm, you wish that you stayed home.
That was very well rehearsed. Thank you, Oscar.
I can remember a while, though.
Umbi can remember quite a lot.
It is the cornerstone of pirate culture for us to honor our elders. But
That's true. Because most of us die really young.
it's very important, and Tessie the Storm cares about honoring the memories of our elders very much.
Does that mean we get a senior discount?
I'll make sure to give clearance for when you get to the toll. Unfortunately, there's currently some processing issues that are happening up at the front, but we're gonna get moving as quickly as possible.
Is that something that we could perhaps help with, and maybe we get even more of a discount to get entry into Leggy Island?
Is the issue with the processing like do you need some ambergris to grease the wheels? Is you need to be ambergris? Is that what's happening here?
It's really greasy.
Oscar looks over one shoulder and another
I'm not
shoulder.
saying I'm going to do that, but is this what you're asking?
Well, if you are here to purchase a fast pass with Amber, you automatically get to cut to the front of the line, of course.
I don't know. Are we even visiting the park? Is that worth it?
Yeah, I would really like to meet the person that I'm going to be giving our precious amber to.
Oscar pulls out like a sign that has all the different tiers that you can pay for. Obviously, as you get your VIP, if you get the VIP package, you get immediate access to the front of the line of the book depository. You get free entry into Lake Encounter, which of course is the most accurate recreation of what we all assume is the most accurate recreation of the Infinite Lake and the Wish-Granting Salmon. It's an experience for the entire pirate family. And you also get access to luxury benefits here at the book depository.
Why did you pause like that?
Why did he pause like that, Eric?
Well, I assume that if you had amber to spend, we can't just tell anyone who's only spending doubloons about the luxury experience.
Is the luxury experience you robbing us of more amber?
I can tell you from the bottom of my heart, I have no intention of robbing anyone. If by robbing you mean a fair deal at fair prices, and within that 20, Cammy, he means that truthfully. This is a sales pitch.
Is it a honest sales pitch in that there are actual good luxury things that we will get in response?
He is cagey about what luxury means, and
I also would be.
But his intention is that he's trying not. It's what he said. Anyone who is not here to spend amber it's a delicate balance of letting people know there's a premium experience or not.
How do we feel about this, gang? Did he also respond to my question of hey, we're freelancers, we can help out with the problem that you're facing?
Yes, you can say that as well. There's some merchant coming up from Overstock who's holding up the line who has a lot of questions. But we're trying to get this moving as quickly as possible. If you want to go to Lake Encounter now and come back, they'll validate your parking. They can validate you and let you in.
Validate our docking, you mean?
No, validate. What did I say?
What did I say?
You said validate your docking.
Was I talking?
So we can go to the fun thing first and not
Troy,
pay.
hold up. Don't talk in front of the sales fruit.
You're right. Sorry, Dad.
He's also 20 feet down, so if we whisper, he can't hear us.
Yeah, guys, we should just sneak in. I can just sneak in and park the boat wherever, and then we can just leave.
How you sneak in a boat?
Sell real quick. What?
Oh, sorry, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you.
Troy, that's a great approach. I'm not sure it'll work in this exact situation, but we'll backburner that for later.
All right, because we can just we can do the old crabs one too, which is where you just tell them that you're going to pay on the way out, then you leave a different way. So, I mean, we could just do that.
Okay, Cammy, what do we do here?
So he didn't like the offer that I made, the like, hey, we can help situation, or no?
If you want, no. He told you he's not going to tell you to do one thing or another. I think he said, yeah. I mean, if you want to go up and try to talk to the person in the front, you can.
Do you know what that gentleman's name might be?
I'm here on boat docking, customer service. I'm not part of the toll taking team.
Look, Cammy Troy, if there's one thing I've learned in my years of existence, it's that paying for luxury is always worth it. You can't bring your amber to the grave. That's what I always say.
But what if we have to pay someone to, like, get a sick book?
Shit.
Well, is that part of the luxury? Maybe that's part of the luxury experience, is sick
Maybe.
books.
You gotta get a suvie.
If we can leave with some books, then I'm cool with it. But, like, Dr. Tropicana needs it, and I need one.
Mm-hmm. We need books.
I need a book to put fluids back in my body.
I don't think you're...
Cammy just shoves a cup of tea into his hands.
Here, sweetheart.
Thank you.
All right, we settled? Great.
I think we should just sail to the front and try to deal with this problem and then, like, get in.
Wonderful. Let's do that. Let's let the gentleman know.
We're gonna go to the front and see if paying for the luxury is worth it for us, and maybe see what the issue is holding up the line.
Oscar, I'm sorry for these youngsters' impatience. I would have just paid, but...
Oh, you can still pay.
I gotta go with the group.
Good idea.
Nope, this is a democracy.
Yes, go on.
We promise. If you just wait 20, if you would like to try to talk to the person at the front, you absolutely can. Well, I'm sure we can resolve this in an hour's time.
I don't know if I have an hour. We gotta go now.
He's so close to death, Oscar. Look at him. He's so ripe.
All right, fine. I'll do whatever you want. It's your ship.
Did you hear the liquid slurp inside of him and his seeds rattle within him when he coughed just then?
Listen, that's the Tessie the Storm way. You can do whatever you want as long as it doesn't mess with us. It's fine.
Wonderful. I love that mentality in entering the world.
Yeah. Oscar then pulls on what looks to be like an invisible rope, but you can look closer. It is actually a very thin strand of silk as he immediately gets pulled back to the toll and the locks.
Right, because spider. Gotcha.
So here are your opportunities here. You can wait online. You can go to the front if you'd like, or you can kind of wait it out at Lake Encounter if you so choose. Or you can do whatever you want in a very point-and-click adventure sort of way. Those are the various options that you have in front of you.
Great. Let's see what the deal is with this guy who's holding up the line from Overstock.
Yeah. Troy will steer the boat right in the path of the dinghy of the rowboat and sail up past the four ships, waving to the desk treader and just being like, just asking a question, bruh.
I'm so old.
Eric, once we get within 100 feet of the first ship in line, I'd like to use Find Familiar to see and hear through Nani's senses, please.
Okay. Troy, you unparallel park the boat. You start to pull forward. You're going past the dusk shredder as all of the bruvs on the ship wave to you. You see some of them are like lounging in the actual water wheel because they get to finally take a break. So they all are just like are lazily drawing their hand in the water. And every single one of them have 18 abs in their own way.
Incredible.
Yeah, as you get closer. So Nani is camped out on the front ship, which is a small kind of schooner. Think about like a full-size pirate ship, but about like half the size, the pony of the sea.
Incredible.
Very fast.
Very fast, but smaller. Up at the front, you see a green folk and a hydrangea of kind of like purple to pink colors flowing in between in the way that like when you put those two colors together, Animal Crossing, how like they meld together in the middle. So pink on the left side, right on the and purple on the right side as they come together, just wrapped in somewhere in between a toga and a dress of just like a really buttery silk.
Wow.
Like a shimmering taupe silk. Nani's kind of like parked on the back of the schooner watching this happen as this green folk is asking so many questions to the toll operator about the different packages and how long they're allowed to be in there, about buying and selling by weight, and by if the weight is by weight of book or by how many words are in per book, etc., etc. And this is the merchant from Overstock that Oscar was talking about. Nani turns around to the boat behind. Is an incredibly odd-looking boat. It kind of looks like a canoe in the middle, and then it's kind of attached with like an outrigging to a very strange-looking sail. It kind of looks like slats, almost like Venetian blinds. It kind of, I don't know if you see like the those Hawaiian boats that kind of has like, you know, from Moana,
Like the Wayfinder boats, right?
yeah, the Wayfinder boats that has like it's like two pontoons, one where the people sit, and then it's connected to a pontoon by like a
Stability.
piece of for stability. But here, imagine that like it's a canoe that's attached to a very large and like ergonomically shaped sail with slats in it.
Interesting.
Cool. And it seems that there's like one green folk kind of like hunkered in the canoe area. The canoe, it's not just open, it's sealed. There's like a cover that holds everybody in.
Gotcha.
So you can't just like fall out of it like a canoe. There seems to be something covering that. As you pull up, Troy, how are you trying to drive the boat delicately to get to the front of the line?
Good question. Yeah, I think I follow the path of the rowboat just in case there's any kind of like defenses in front of the island. This path has been kind of cleared for us. And so I think I will pull in right between the boat that is at the front of the line and the next boat, like kind of angling my nose in like 45 degrees. As I'm like, just asking a question.
Yeah. And from at the perfect picture of a pirate ship, you hear, "Hey, no cutsies!
It's
Hey, no cutsies!
It's a make-a-wish thing. I'm dying.
Just asking a question.
Hey, no cutsies!
He's really old.
No cutsies!" And you see that like a plank. They're trying to put a plank in between their boat and the sea whip.
Absolutely
Troy,
not.
I want you to make a driving roll for me.
Yeah.
Which can be your dexterity plus your proficiency, because your proficiency
Yeah.
at water vehicles.
Yeah, that's a 16.
16.
12 plus 4.
What do you want to do here? Someone's trying to put a plank that can to connect your two boats.
I think Harold and I have practiced the 1-2 step, which is where I am directing the boat in one direction with, you know, the wheels and the sails, but then Harold can just hit the rudder a little bit. Like, you know, when your car, kind of the back tire, like skids on ice a little bit and you fishtail, it essentially makes the boat fishtail. So I think if Harold hits the rudder under the boat as severely as we practiced, the butt of the boat will just skitter out of the way, just out of their reach.
Yeah. I think it's good. I think you pull away as the plank just kind of falls and splooshes into the water. You hear, "Hey, the pirate code says no cutsies."
Asking a question, bro.
A real pirate. Everyone knows a real pirate would never do cutsies.
Excuse me, the pirate code explicitly says cutsies all the time.
I'm sorry. I've been around long enough that real gentlemen pirates would never do cutsies.
There are no gentlemen pirates. What does that even mean?
Umbi, you turn and you look at the model of the pirate ship, and there's just an old, soft avocado with a big pit leaning on a bone cane, just yelling and shaking his fist at your ship. Gentlemen pirates would never do cutsies.
I'm so sorry. And then Cammy casts Candy Blast on the end of the thing.
Candy Blast?
What is Candy Blast?
Candy Blast is a new spell from Valda's Guide.
Oh my god.
Tell me about
He
Candy
shoots
Blast.
Smarties at him.
Candy Blast. You summon a handful of hard candy, boiled sweets, mints, jelly beans, etc., and hurl them at a target that you can see within range. Make a ranged spell attack. On a hit, the target takes 1d8 bludgeoning damage. I'm just throwing it on a space, not the person.
Sure.
And the space it is standing in, up to a 5-foot square, becomes difficult terrain until a creature uses an action to gather up the fallen candy. The candy produced by this spell is edible but has no nutritional value.
That's an incredible spell.
It's a cantrip, too.
Damn.
Mage Hand, you're wild. I assume Cammy isn't blasting candy.
No, it's Werther's Originals. I don't know what you're talking about. It's fully just hard caramels.
Yay!
Hard, sticky caramel.
Grandchildren, pick up the candy! Pop needs a sucker while I'm telling these poor excuses for pirates was war!
It was nice to meet you. Goodbye.
Have you been holding out on me with these Werthers?
Do you want some?
We'll talk later.
Rule 544 of the Pirate Code! No cutscenes!
Do you have the book? I'd like to see it.
No!
Okay.
This is an outrage!
Okay. Eat your candy.
You keep saying that you are so far from having this conversation anymore. It continues. You pass by that weird-looking boat that I described before of the canoe attached to the sail pontoon, which looks absolutely wild.
Normal boat, strange sail.
Weird. Definitely weird. And then you pull up and Nani hops back in the boat as you are now up at the front next to the water pony.
Cammy's just gonna go and like bow and be like, or like a little curtsy and be like, "Madam, it's so nice to meet you. I see that there is a bit of a problem and a bit of a holdup. Is there anything that we can do to help?"
Hold on. I'm still trying to ask questions of our toll taker here. Once I am finished, everyone will be allowed to move forward. If you could only just give me a moment. Now, when you say weight, is this the weight that we have here on Verda Stello, or is there a different, very specific weight about Leggy Island, which is different? I just need to know what the conversion rate of the doubloons are. Hey, lady! Just are you gonna go to Leggy Island or not? I just need to know.
Eric, real quick. I think I might know this hydrangea.
Yes,
You
I was
might.
hoping so.
You might.
You might, Rabbit. You might.
So once per long rest, I choose one person I've just met. I roll 1d10, and on a 10, I've met this person or their parents. If I roll an 8 or a 9, I have some tangential connection.
Sure.
And then all else, I don't. And a 1 is bad.
If you roll a 1, that's still a crit fail, but I'll give you a +1 to this because this person is from Overstock.
Oh, okay.
So you did find that out before, so I'll give you a +1.
Ooh.
I got a 9 then. 8 + 1.
Oh, it's still pretty good. Yeah, I think from your time you do know who this is one of the most prominent merchants in Overstock who runs some of the merchant companies that brings all of the stuff into Overstock. As we talked about, everyone is too busy philosophizing in Overstock to go do anything. So there is a very, very popular and thriving merchant community that services all of Verda Stello, but does a little bit of import, a little bit of export, and does it into Overstock. This is Chi Razmataz.
Wow.
Say that. How do you spell that? What is that? What?
QI space Razmataz.
Wow.
You see Umbi sort of like, like old folk run, sort of like real past Cammy and sort of like accidentally shove Cammy out of the way and just like,
Oh my god! Razabatazabaza! I missed you!
Hold on 1 second. Excuse me. Who's calling? Who's calling?
It's
Pardon me?
Umbi!
Umbi, I'm sorry, young man. It's been such a long time.
Young man.
What?
It's been such a long time since someone's called upon me here on the open seas. Where would I might have known you from?
You're Chi, right? I don't mean to first name you, but Chi, right?
That's right, Chi Razmataz of the Razmataz Trading Company.
Yeah, we're both from Overstock. I was in the Senate.
What?
Oh!
Troy and Cammy make eye contact. What?
Cammy said that fully out loud. Said, what?
Oh, Representative Umbi, it seems that at the time is just kind of mushed together here.
Oh, don't I know it?
In the post-Cascade world, is 1 year is the same as 50 years, of course.
That's what I've been saying. No one
Absolutely.
understands.
It's wonderful to run into another overstalker here, her on the open seas. What are you doing here? What's happening? Would you still tell me everything? I would love to know your entire experience here on the open. Hey, lady, are you gonna go and where are you going?
Sir, just 1 second. What? Chi, I would love to catch up here. Why don't we talk and we can let the young folk figure this out. For us,
Oh, young folk. It's so hard to find anyone younger than 400 years these days.
That's what I'm saying. No one understands.
No one understands.
can I like sort of like put my arm around Chi and sort of like amble away from this situation a little bit?
Yeah, sure. I mean, you two are on different ships, but I think that you could kind of like have a conversation over in a different area to make that happen for sure. You know what's hot? You know what's hot right now? Still silks. It's always been silks.
Well, what I would also love to do is throw a teleportation bomb over there and just head over on their ship.
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Yeah, give me an attack roll.
And that's a 4. Well, technically an 8.
With an 8, Umbi's like, hold on, and it just tosses a bomb and it falls right in the water.
Oh, piss.
I had to get rid of that one. It was a dud.
Oh, it's all right. We can talk between ships.
Umbi, why don't you ask if you can go on the ship rather than just throwing a bomb at her ship?
Oh, can I come aboard? Permission to come aboard.
Or invite her over here.
Oh, or do you want to come over here? We got tea.
Let's just lash the ships together. 1 amber for the VIP package for both boats. Yeah. All right. Good. And I direct that toward the toll operator.
All right, you can't do the old, oh, it's just one ship after attaching 2 ships. They're definitely 2 different ships.
They're touching.
If you want 2 VIP packages, you gotta have to pay 2 amber.
All right, 1 amber, 2 ships. We get through. How about that? You drive a hard bargain.
I'm gonna call her Raz because I love her. Raz says to Umbi, it's been so long since I've met anyone like this. I have no problem of covering the amber, but do you promise to do a favor for me in the future?
I mean,
Say yes.
Cammy nods her head vigorously.
Do it.
you got yourself a deal. I didn't need permission from my youngsters. It's fine.
Absolutely. All right, Umbi, you know in an overstock, a promise is looked on upon by the planter, and if you don't do the promise, then you're going to get buried and never grow back. You remember that, don't you?
Yeah, I
What
do.
a weird religion.
I remember that, and I subscribe to it, wholly and without reservation.
All right. All right. She leans over the boat to grab your hand and like ties it together in some of the silk that's wrapped around her body and be like, it's a promise.
Cammy turns to Troy and is like, did they just get married? What just happened?
Is that how they kiss in Overstock?
Oh my gosh.
I need a book about kissing.
Umbi, I didn't realize that you had a girlfriend.
What? I don't. What?
Oh, child, no folk can hold Raz down.
I've known you for 5 minutes. I don't doubt that for a second.
Absolutely not. All right, I've made my decision. I'm paying 2 amber for the VIP package for both of us. We better see Tessie. We better see her.
We would love to meet Tessie. Meet and greet should be available on this package.
I want to see at least 3. I want to see 3 working eyes and 5 not working eyes. That's what I want to see.
And I want 3 books.
Give the boy multiple books. It's like, finally, all right. Amber. Raz fishes around inside of her silks, pulls out a clutch-sized treasure chest, and pulls out 2 pieces of amber, one very small with a fire ant in it, and one very large, but with one like really small fly in it.
Wow. I love it.
And gives them over to the toll booth.
And Umbi's gonna reach inside his jacket cloak thing and pull out a single doubloon, flips it to the operator, says,
For your trouble.
The toll operator eats it and says, all right. The lock wall comes down. Both of your 2 boats come in. Water rises up, and then the lock on the other side comes down, and you are now on your way into Leggy Island.
as pirates would say, whee!
And you see that the line starts to move. The line moves forward. Let's see. All of you give me perception checks.
10.
16.
16 plus 2 for 18.
Wow.
Ooh,
Great
okay.
job, guy.
I'm gonna give this to Umbi and Troy. You turn around and you see that the little boat with the slatted sails immediately hops in as soon as you're out of the lock, like speeds into the lock behind you, and moves incredibly quickly.
All right.
So they're not following you, but you notice how fast that ship moves.
Interesting.
All right.
That's a fast ship if I've ever seen a ship.
I'm sure that won't come up.
Absolutely not.
It's probably chilled. We'll never see it again.
That's true.
I haven't turned my neck to look at anything else in 200 years, and I'm not starting now.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
You pull up to Leggy Island. You don't have to wait in the line right outside the toll booth, the one that doubles back on itself into a rectangle of waiting. No, the Sea Whip slides right through into VIP parking, right in the heart of the good stuff. As you all look around, you're struck by the colors. Sure, the wide, sandy green leaves of the trees dotting the beach, the syrup melons hanging from them, pink like the dawn on a good day, the black flags of Tessie the Storm adorning every roof and porch. But it's the primary colors that bowl you over. Like they turned up the working parts of your eyes to really get you to understand what's going on here. This is fun. This is neat. Your rods and cones are cheering. Incredible red and yellow and blue balloons, the bold red brick of the solid book depository building right out front, bright yellow arrows pointing to this marketplace or that fruit stand, deep blue hats molded into the shape of an opening book for your baby or nephew or grandmama. The red says, I think you're gonna have a good time. The yellow says, you're here, look around, come on. The blue says, hey, what's a couple of good-looking buccaneers doing here? Someone's gonna class up the joint. They transform into confetti, into store awnings, into neon at the So Book Me Dance Club, at the souvenir stands and the map kiosks, and in the rainbows that catch in the glint of the scimitars at the hips of Tessie's pirate guards. For a second, when you have to blink in between gobbling up all these visual sweets, you think, hold on. There are so many people here. Way, way more than an island with a book depository should have. Are they gonna have the same good time I'm gonna have? Is there enough to go around? Are they following the painted lines crisscrossing across the docks into the promenade, telling them to buy, to sell, to read, to enjoy? Come on. You open your eyes again. Whatever the divine gardener in the sky has planned for me, they must have wanted me to grow into this. Let's go. Let's find something to read.
I'll sing you a song that all green folk know.
Until the water falls home.
That only began 50 years ago.